Live now from Fox. We are over this police chase yet again. This is live. We just lost the shot. Oh, here it is. Okay, viewer discretion is advised. It looks like this is coming to an end now. We're going to keep this shot up. We're going to put up a banner just to show you what you are watching. And look at all of the police response right there to get this under control. Now, remember, viewer discretion is advised as officers try to bring this into custody. Let's go out now to Fox 11 in Los Angeles for more.
Known location was Hacienda Heights. This is saying East San Gabriel Valley here. It also should be noted that this reported stolen van, lost a front tire, was rolling on rims, sparks flying here. It's ending up here at the service station, this mobile station on Gale Avenue and South Hacienda Boulevard in the East San Gabriel Valley.
Alex, I want to point something out that I think we missed. If you look on the right side of your screen, there's a sedan there. I just saw a violent confrontation with sheriff's deputies and some individual there. Unclear what that was about.
Yeah, somebody's on the ground right there.
No, we'll be able to show this video again. There was a violent altercation between sheriff's deputies. Why? That's unclear. I did not see, at least from when there was so much going on. That suspect, see, there's somebody, that's not the suspect we saw, but he's being taken into custody.
So who is that guy and what led to that?
Exactly. So I believe that the driver who was originally being pursued, who stole that vehicle in Fullerton, then a van, then this contractor's vehicle, now trying to rev back. Sheriff's deputies are pulling back there.
This time. So earlier, we saw two different incidents where this person stole two different vehicles, and there weren't many cops around. And so because of that, and now you see some weapons pointed at him, the person was able to get away. This time, there's a lot of law enforcement in every direction. This person is not getting out of this situation and going to steal another vehicle. This thing ends here, is the approach you see from law enforcement.
But this is the situation where, do we know if that suspect is armed? There's a K-9 unit there on the left side of your screen. You can see those officers, those K-9 officers holding that dog, and that is one way. And those are officers. That dog is an officer of the law, and that dog will go into that cab and take care of that suspect there that has endangered so many people across Orange County and southern LA County on this Wednesday night here. Unclear what happened. We're going to have to go back and see about why that other individual was taken into custody, but there was some sort of there was some sort of altercation between that man, if he was driving that white sedan there, because it was not the suspect. The suspect's still in the cab of that contractor's vehicle, and guns are drawn. Those are LA County Sheriff's units there. That is a sheriff's emblem there at the mobile station on the corner there that we just saw. Initially started this pursuit in Fullerton.
Okay, so this was originally picked up in Anaheim. When we brought you these live pictures in the 5 o'clock hour, it was a stolen van. Then that suspect got out of that stolen van and then carjacked. That was something to see. I know we do have that video. We'll show that to you eventually. But that moment when that suspect carjacked this contractor's vehicle here, then this is the second suspected or second carjacking that is involved in this latest pursuit. Now we've wound up here. Fullerton police at one point backed off because it was so dangerous, and LASD known to be the lead agency on this.
So as Skyfox starts to move, first up, now we're seeing a fire on the back right of where they're trying to get out. And then you also can see what looks like bullet holes on the driver's side window. And you wonder if the driver was hit by them, and you wonder what his health is right now. You see that bullet hole right there, right by the driver's window right there. Yeah, and so you wonder, he's got to recognize that this car's on fire. And how long, at least 2, maybe 3 bullet holes that we see right there as well. Wow.
He's still trying to
this thing's lighting up.
He's still trying to rev it up. You could see the damage to that LA County Sheriff's Patrol car there, that SUV. That was a violent collision. Again, use of force with that vehicle, that suspect's vehicle that he commandeered in that neighborhood from a family's home. And he used that vehicle. Now they're backing off again.
For their own safety. That thing could explode.
And that makes me think of last week's pursuit, Rick. And by the way, we're hearing that these are bean bags being fired off here. When we covered the stolen big rig cab, and that caught fire, and that suspect had to literally jump out to save his own life of that burning cab, and that did explode. So now we have a similar situation, not exactly the same, of course, but a similar situation where that could be the case, where the suspect has no other choice but to get out.
And Marla, look at the front driver's side wheel, too. Looks like that thing's basically down to nothing.
Yeah, we know that tire was lost, and I don't know if that was the result of just the damage that this vehicle has dealt with throughout the pursuit, or if there was a spike strip involved at one point or another. We know that this suspect was weaving dangerously in and out of traffic with those poor unsuspecting drivers having no clue that this suspect was coming up from behind them. So now we're here. This is all coming to a wild end here in the East San Gabriel Valley.
And let me tell you where exactly this is here, Marla, because I know we keep, you see the bottom there, we keep saying Fullerton. This started in Fullerton, a multi-vehicle stolen pursuit in Fullerton. Fullerton was the lead agency. It went through Northern Orange County, and it's ended here. This is in Hacienda Heights. It's just north of the 60 freeway at the corner of Hacienda Boulevard and Gale Avenue, the mobile station there, a very busy intersection. Count all the deputies there. This is an area, the law enforcement is the sheriff's department. They do the policing there. That's why they're on the scene. But as I said earlier, Marla and Alex, all hands on deck with this.
Yeah.
This was a man that was driving a vehicle, endangering many people across Southern California, on the road, in homes, pedestrian traffic here. No regard for any life, any safety, including officers, including deputies, as we just saw moments ago. Mobile station here, again, if you're just tuning in, north of the 60 freeway, Hacienda Boulevard and Gale Avenue on the northeast corner of those two streets.
So you wonder now what law enforcement's going to do next. What they could do, they've got those shields there. They could approach the vehicle and force this guy out, which we have seen in certain situations. They don't know, though, if he's armed, and he might be able to shoot back at them. That's part of the reason for the hesitancy here. But, you know, I guess they can wait him out as long as possible, too. In the past, we've also seen them bring in, like, SWAT vehicles and move him in that way. Although it's hard to imagine how the driver is able to move this vehicle at this point, Marla. It seems like that thing isn't going anywhere anytime soon.
What I'm taking note of, and Rick, you can chime in here as we look at the demeanor of these officers down there. What do you make of that? Because obviously it's an extremely tense and dangerous situation.
It's a bad guy, and they know he'll do anything. He's already threatened officers. He already attempted. There's the first time when he had stolen that van. He rammed that vehicle. Those were Fullerton police officers. You see the F09 on the top, the emblem on the side, passenger side there. That's a heavy-duty Fullerton police SUV, and he was able to back up, hit that vehicle enough. Those officers didn't have much backup at that time. Otherwise, they would have tried to box him in. He didn't care. He continued to back up, ram the vehicle, was able to get out of that area, that parking area of a multi-unit, either condo structure or an apartment structure there, and then the pursuit was on. This van eventually lost a tire. He couldn't move. Here it goes right there on cue. He lost the tire, and then it wasn't drivable. He decided to do what we call a foot bail, jump out of the vehicle. The vehicle was catching, that van was catching fire. He got out on the passenger side, climbed across the hood of another vehicle, ran down a busy street in Whittier, went into a residential area, hopped over one fence into one home, then another fence into another home. That's where he had an altercation with a family. Here's that. Here we go. This is what happened at that home in Whittier. And that's those people. There's a woman and two men there. He was able to suspect in the dark-colored clothes were able to get the keys, or the keys were already in that contractor's vehicle, and were able to get out.
And almost ran two of them over, by the way.
And this poor dog. There was two dogs in the front area there, and the one dog runs out. One of the men tries to run after the vehicle, perhaps the livelihood of one of these men. That contractor, there goes the dog onto a busy street, lower corner. Who knows what happened to the dog? Here, we're going to slow it down. That looks like there was a gun possibly shot. You mentioned that earlier, Alex.
Although we're hearing now that it may have been a knife.
Okay.
Or some sort of incident involving that, too. But there definitely was a clear conflict here and a struggle. Yet that suspect, we look at it
there. It is. That looks like it could be a knife or something.
Something happened there. and then
how
off
did he
this
get the
person goes.
keys? How did he get those keys unless they were already in that?
That was my assumption, that someone left those keys in the ignition because it was such a quick getaway, despite the little struggle there. But then
how
got
do you
away
know that?
quickly
How do you know that?
and cleanly, right?
Grabbed keys
Just
out of the
got
guy's
lucky.
hand. He just perhaps had them with him, but no, or the keys were in the in that truck there, badly damaged. You could see the holes on the driver's side there. Just the driver inside that vehicle. We saw it. He pulled into this mobile station. If you're just tuning in, north side of the 60 in Hacienda Heights, on Hacienda Boulevard, corner of Hacienda Boulevard and Gale Avenue. Here's how it all ended.
Okay,
now
let's watch this.
Also, I want
Boom.
to see.
Wow.
Watch this white sedan too. We know that's the suspect. He almost hits a gas tank, or he does. He clips it there. Then he backs up and rams that LA County Sheriff's unit hard. Here he goes, boom.
Yeah.
Now watch this guy. Watch the white sedan there on the right side. He does a little loop around the vehicle, and then deputies come, and I don't know. Watch what happens, though. Keep your eyes on the right side with that white sedan there. He opens the door. Now something happens. Now look at that. Look at the activity.
Few people
here.
are getting out.
What was going on there?
Yeah. Weird.
Yeah, there's a lot to unpack and try and figure out. And at this point, it's pure speculation on our behalf.
Yeah,
There were multiple people that came out.
He just got hit. That vehicle just got hit as this pursuit was on. But then, for whatever reason, deputies went after a couple of people, it looked like, right, Marla?
Yeah.
Alex, inside that sedan.
Can we maybe re-rack that and watch that again to try to figure out what happened there? Because that was very strange. I mean, there were a lot to unpack in the ending of this. First off, when we get that video back, you'll see that the sheriffs, it seemed like, sort of knock him in the back as almost a comeback from what happened earlier in this pursuit. Okay, let's watch this. So we're heading now
the sedan.
Towards the gas station.
They hit the sedan.
That thing's hit.
Sedan gets hit, just waiting at the light.
Yeah. And so now sparks are flying.
People are running from other vehicles there near that van. I don't know if that was an Amazon van. I know they have an Amazon facility nearby.
Right.
Wait, the live picture. Look at the live picture. They're moving in.
We're moving in. Let's go live. Let's go back live. Let's take this full.
Here. They have these guys. Yeah.
Whoa! Breaking the window.
Let's see if they let the dog in. The canine units there. Let's see if they're going to let the dog in there. That'll get him out of there.
See, hands up. Hands up.
Yeah, it does look like he may be complying here. Door open, both doors open. That's a king cab there. And they're going to pull this guy out and take him into custody and take him to jail. Wow. A number of infractions. A use of force, multiple stolen vehicles, injuring other individuals, innocent people on the road. Wow, what a night. And we just hope that nobody through this process was seriously injured. I know we're going to try to attempt to go back to that family who belongs to that contractor's vehicle, where we will have a complete update.
Now they're going to the
this.
other side.
Yeah, they have to clear the vehicle completely, throw up the four fingers. Before we see the four fingers, meaning code for all clear, it's not over. There's the suspect, and he's giving up relatively peacefully after all of that.
After all that. It looks like a relatively young man.
Yeah, wow. Something else. Thankfully, he is in custody. And we just hope, because we did not see all of this, how it first started.
Yeah, I mean, the big questions that we're going to try to unpack for our news at 10 o'clock tonight. What was the original traffic violation? What led to the stealing of the first vehicle? What happened, actually, between this guy and the people he stole the second truck from? What was the deal with that other vehicle we just saw a few minutes ago? Why were those people put into at least detained for a moment? And what is the criminal background potentially of this person?
And that white sedan, what was that all about? That sedan was at the intersection, just waiting at the red light. That sedan was hit violently as the suspect rolled up to the mobile station. Again, this is in Hacienda Heights. If you're just tuning in, north of the 60 freeway at the corner of Hacienda Boulevard and Gale Avenue here. I said all hands on deck with this. Count those sheriff's deputies there, Marla and Alex. Wow.
Yeah, LA County Sheriff's deputies bringing this to an end.
Here's that video again. Let's watch the sedan.
Okay.
Let's watch the sedan. Suspect rams slightly the gas tank. That could have been something else. You could see the driver of that Amazon van. He says he doesn't want anything to do with it. He takes off. Then the Suspect backs in, rams that sheriff's deputy SUV. But watch the white sedan on the side here of what happened. He just got hit. He was in an innocent car just at the stoplight there at the corner of Gale and Hacienda Boulevard. All of a sudden, somebody got out of the vehicle. Then he gets back in the driver's side. But here comes the deputies.
Wow.
I wonder if those deputies.
Wow.
They couldn't have thought that he had anything to do with the situation. We don't know.
So we're just getting some information because we have our Gina Silva on the ground, and she actually made contact with the group of individuals whose contractor truck was stolen. We're learning from Gina that they just purchased that vehicle. They just put $5,000 down on it. They just got it, and now it's been carjacked.
I said. That's his livelihood, probably. You know, he's got a new vehicle. He can go out and do his thing, whether he's an electrician, a contractor of some sort. And he tried to save that car and protect his family. And this guy who's being taken into custody did them wrong in a huge way.
Look at this scene. My goodness. Okay, so we do know, as mentioned, Gina Silva, she's on the ground. She's working to get all of this put together for us. Quite the story here that she has to unpack. Coming up for the 10 o'clock news.
Yeah, maybe we can get to her even, or maybe we can get to her.